Good morning. Glad you could join me today for reading a story. And this is one that has a moral. So, a moral is something that gives you something to think about. It's sort of a little bit of a lesson tied in to the story. So, it is for fun, but it's also got a learning component to it that hopefully you can think about and take away and work on. So, this book happened to be a book that my boys had, and we donated it to the library when we were finished with it. But it's got a lot of great information in it that is woven into the stories. So, morals to every story. So, the one I chose today is called Goob and the Bug Collecting Kit. So, the character Goob is the bear in the story. And there's a few other characters in here as well, including a rabbit, Jumper. So I'll read the story and then we'll talk about the moral and how maybe you could take the moral and think about it. So, Goob and the Bug Collecting Kit. Goob was walking by Toodle's toy store when he saw a bug collecting kit in the window. It was on sale for $4. Wow, said Goob. I've wanted a kit like that for a long time, but I don't have $4. I need to earn it. I need to come up with a plan. Goob went home and wrote out a list. So it says here, I know it's kind of hard to tell here, but Goob's goals. 1, save some money. 2, buy bug collecting kit. 3, buy present for Allie's birthday. 4, buy pizza with honey on top. 5, go to movie. So he's making himself a little plan, and it's a list of his goals. Just then, Jumper stopped by. What's that, Goob? I'm making a list of things I want to do, said Goob. Wow, can I be part of your game plan? Asked Jumper. Sure, said Goob. I have a great idea. Let's sell lemonade. It's really hot out, and folks will want a cold drink. That afternoon, Goob and Jumper set up their lemonade stand. There's Jumper. Sammy and Sophie were the first to stop by. Lemonade, said Sammy. I'll buy a cup. Me too, said Sophie. This heat is oppressive. Goob and Jumper looked at each other. I have no idea what you just said, said Jumper. Hot, said Sophie. It's really hot. Move my There we go. Next, Lily Skunk and Tagalong Allie stopped by. I'll buy a cup for Tagalong Allie and 2 cups for me, said Lily. And then Allie and I are going to my house to color. Isn't that right, Allie? White, said Allie. After a few hours, Goob and Jumper had sold all their lemonade. They had made $20. Wow, we're rich, said Goob. Let's divide it up. Here's $10 for you and $10 for me. Home run, said Jumper. I know just what I'm going to spend my money on. And off he ran to Toodle's toy store. Jumper bought 2 candy bars, some bubble gum, and a bag of popcorn, which he ate right away. He then got himself a cheap yo-yo which broke after 3 tries, and a small squirt gun which he lost on his way home. Meanwhile, Goob went home and read over his list. He put $1 in a jar for savings. Next, he went to Toodle's and bought the bug collecting kit for $4. He spent $2 on a little mirror for Tagalong Allie's birthday present. On his way home, he stopped at Penny's place and bought himself a slice of honey pizza for $1. Do you guys like honey on your pizza? Maybe that's just a bear thing. He still had $2 left to go to a movie. As Goob was walking along, Jumper caught up to him. "Where are you headed, Goob?" Excuse me. "Where are you headed, Goob?" he asked. "To the movies," said Goob. "I wish I could go," said Jumper with a sigh, "but I've spent all my money." "On what?" asked Goob. "Lots of stuff," said Jumper. "My money just kind of disappeared." "You should have planned ahead," said Goob. "I was able to get everything on my list." Jumper's ears and whiskers drooped. "I guess I dropped the ball," he said. "Don't let it bug you," said Goob. "Now you know what to do next time." "Aw, you're smart," said Jumper. "Have fun at the movie." "You can have fun too," said Goob. "I have $2 left, enough for both of us to go to the dollar movie. The Giant Spider Eats the Blob is showing. Come on, let's go." Okay, so I really like that story because we all can have a chance to earn money. Maybe you get money for your birthday or for Christmas, or maybe you do something like these guys did and set up a lemonade stand, or you sell some of your old toys. Maybe you post them with your parents and sell them on a website. And so when you have money, you definitely have choices. So you can either plan ahead, like Goob did, and think about ahead of time what you want to spend your money on, and then when the time comes, you go ahead and follow the plan. Or you could do what Jumper did, and there's an expression that says that the money is burning a hole in your pocket, and so that's sort of like, as soon as you get it, you have to spend it. So then maybe you don't always make the best choices when you are just spending your money right away without thinking about it, and then all of a sudden it's gone. And then maybe the things that you thought you wanted, you wouldn't be able to get. So just as an example, for me, it's like in my job, I always have a to-do list going. So these are things that I need to get done, and I make a list of it, and then as I do it, I just cross it off in red. So you can see I've gotten a lot done, because there's no students here, sadly, so it means I've got a lot of time to work in the library here. And while there's more on the other side, my list is long. But then I've also got end of August, so I come back to work a week before the students come back, and this gives me a chance to get things set up and get textbooks ready and things like that. So, and make sure the teacher, the checkouts on their list match what they have, and make sure they've got the right teacher resources that they need for working with you guys. So, end of August, there's my list. Nothing's crossed off yet, obviously. And then I've even got looking ahead into September when the kids come back. You guys, I've got things on here, including a used book sale. Exciting, because I've done a lot of weeding through and taking books off of the shelves, and then we're going to have a used book sale for the whole school. So there's my September list. So this is planning ahead, and that way, when the time comes, I won't forget about it. I've got my goals here of what I want to do, and then I can just work on them and check them off, and I won't forget about it or get sidetracked with all kinds of other things, kind of like how Jumper got sidetracked when he went to the toy store and just bought a bunch of things and spent all of his money there. So thank you again for joining me for a book reading. So I just want to wish everybody a really good week, and I miss you a lot, and the parade was awesome, I tell you. My heart was so full after coming back to the school, and a lot of staff were talking about how amazing it was. And this is not an ideal situation for us to teach you online and work with you through a computer. It is not the best situation, but we have to do our part in keeping safe. So it's what we have to do for the time being. And you know what? When we get back together, the time is going to be even more meaningful. We won't take for granted the fact that we have such wonderful students here, and that every day is going to be a day that we will cherish. So, like I said, have a wonderful week. Miss you guys a lot, and take care.